This coat closet is home to my network and Wi-Fi router. Down in this corner is where the phone and data cables plug in. It works fine, except the signal's weak out here, and my internet connection keeps dropping. And back here too. This is the front of my house by the front entry. The patio, the master bedroom, they're 60 plus feet away, and there's several walls in between. So I want to move this router somewhere central in the house so they have a better signal back there. This office space is central in the house. The patio's right out there. It's about 35 feet from the front entry. So I think this would be a good place for it. There's no real closet or anywhere in here I can hide that thing. I think I'd like to kind of hang it up here. I don't really want a big shelf up here. And I can bring the new cable across and drop it in through the ceiling. The line comes into the house here. The closet's on the other side of this wall. The black flat wire here is incoming from overhead. You can see there's two pair in it. And then this white wire is what goes through the wall to the closet. And there's two pair here that are tied in and being used. And all these others here are not used. So that's pretty simple wiring. What I'll do is abandon this cable here and run a new cable from that office. I'll take it up and go through the attic up there where that antenna wiring goes. It's going to be really difficult to reach this spot in the attic because it's so close to the eave. It's going to be so narrow up there. So I'm going to try a trick that is a little bit unusual. I've got this 8-foot piece of conduit that I'm going to fish through that bird block there, and that'll allow me just to reach the other end of the conduit and to slide the cable down through it. Like a little more space there. So I'm going to put the router up here. I got electrical here, telephone. That means that wire is coming down through here. I'm going to drill over here so that I'm not drilling near any electrical wires. I just want to stay away from that. It would be nice to have it back in the corner, but that would be really hard to reach from up in the attic. So I'm going to drill over here above my header, and yeah, that'll be easier to get to. So I've got a wall plate here. I've got a ceiling joist there. If I shoot at an angle, like a 45 or 50 degree angle, I should be able to punch right up between them. Yeah, this is going to be a little dusty, but I'll clean it all up afterward. There we go. Good. Then what I'll do, I've just got a piece of wire here, just stiff wire I can shove through there. Yeah, there we go. Then I can locate that up there in the attic easier. I'm going to go check how that conduit aligned up there. I had to bend it a little bit as I fished it in. So we'll see what it looks like. I've got this length of Cat 5 cable, and if everything looks good, I'm going to go ahead and drop the end of this down through that conduit. All right, let me get that out of the way. Kind of warm up here. Good thing it's not very hot outside today. All right, what are we looking at? Let's see. I gotta get down over there, way over there. This isn't too bad. I can stand up in the center area here. This attic's double insulated. It's got the regular fiberglass and then this blown in stuff on top of it. I'm gonna go way across over there. How are we gonna do this? It's hard to see where to step because of all this insulation. There's no boards or planks to walk on down here. So I gotta feel around for each joist. That would be kind of ugly to go through. My balancing act. Here we go. Oh, there. That looks like the conduit right there. So that's the end of the conduit there. I'll just go ahead and fish this cable down through it right now. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, see, I never would have been able to get down there to get to this opening. But here, I can just fish this right through. That should be out the other end by now. Okay. I'm going to pull that back just slightly because it doesn't need to hang out through the bird block. Okay. Now take this over that way. I'll get it all untwisted while I'm at it. Okay, let's see. Oh, there goes the wire, but okay, I know where the hole is. Let's see if I can get this through. There we go. Great. Did it. I should be done in this attic now. Well, it's warm up there. It's probably only about 72 outside, but heat really builds up there. Whew. Okay, get a drink of water. I'm going to reuse this jack box in the office. I'm ready to shut down my network and take this thing out. And it looks like a screw is already missing there. So we'll just undo this at the top. I got extra screws out in the shop. Oh, now look at that. I remember outside there was only 2 pair being used, but in here all 4 pair are wired up. So I guess that's because of maybe future. So I don't need to worry about any of that. I'm just going to abandon all this. I can snip those off. There we go. Got that part. And then we'll take this box out. Okay, we'll go put that in the other room. I'm going to mount this right up against the ceiling up here, and it'll cover my hole that I drilled through. It's just going to go like that. There we go. I've got a lot of extra wire here. I'm going to pull all the extra cable down. Now, perhaps you noticed this cable I used, it's got the jack plugs on the end. That's because this is stranded. And, you know, that's what my local hardware store had was pre-cut lengths of this stranded with the jacks on it. It would have been nice to have solid wire because solid wire has less resistance in it. So I'm just going to copy the wiring that was here. I have these little connectors they use. The nice thing with those is you just crimp in place. You don't have to worry about stripping this fine wire, and they're just so simple to use. So we're just going to match up the colors. I need an extra hand to hold this up here, so we're going to put this on like this temporarily. All right. There we go. I'm going to modify this little drawer organizer tray so that I can hang it and use it to hold the router. Obviously these are way too long, but it's what I've got right now. I'll buy some more when I get a chance. But in the meantime, this should be fine to see if this is all working right. There we go. Over here. Back up through that. Here's a good little trick. You put holes in a house like this, or in this case, I knocked out that screen that was in there. Steel wool. A good little thing to stuff in a hole like that and keep insects from accessing your attic or your wall space. All right, the final step is to swap these wires out, tie in my new one. So here we go. All right, that should be it. We'll go plug in the router and see if it boots. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. See if this thing boots up. Let's see if I've got telephone. Yeah, I've got a dial tone. All right. Yes, I'm connected. Everything's working. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Well, I'll clean up this wiring here a little bit, find a way to secure this down. I'll get some shorter patch cables up there, and I'm good. I'm going to test this thing out in the yard later on.